custard wasn't being my friend.
Guys, I ate 4 corn on the cob last night. Corn on the cob? Corns on the cob? Corn on the cobs? What? How do you say that plurally? I had this plan to start this video off by saying I ate all this corn and now I feel powerful enough to take on this 30-minute long case cooking video, but now I don't feel as powerful. How are you supposed to say that? Is it like deer where it doesn't take an S, so it's just 4 corn on the cob? It wouldn't be 4 corns on the cob because that is implying that there's 4 corns to 1 cob, and my god, that's just not right. Anyways, somebody would correct me in the comment section even if I didn't ask them to, so I'm sure we'll find out shortly. Vanilla slice, not to be confused with vanilla ice, that's what we're dealing with today. A dessert recipe that Kay attempted that so many people sent to me I feel legally obligated to cover it. I don't think I've ever had this many people send me a single video. I probably had 20 or 30 DMs about this vanilla slice alone, so I'm hoping it's a good one. Now, as I'm sure you already know, we're not going to be watching the entire 30 minutes because I don't think that's healthy, so we're going to be jumping around quite a bit, so if you have motion sickness, maybe sit this one out, okay? Let's begin. Please subscribe.
Hi people, oh sorry. Hi people, and I'm back cooking again. And today I'm going to be making some flaky pastry.
Alright, Kay, so I'm really starting to feel betrayed right about now. If I'm not mistaken, the title was vanilla slice, not flaky pastry, but sure, I'll let it slide. Now, the majority of this video is just Kay making the pastry, which does not end perfectly, we'll say. I'm just gonna kind of summarize because it's literally 17 minutes of just pastry making, and well, we don't have that kind of time around here. So a vanilla slice, from what I understand, is supposed to be made with puff pastry, and that's not what gets made here. I'm not a pastry expert. I've made puff pastry maybe twice in my life, but I do know one thing, that might be a problem. Not a single time during this entire video did Kay fold the pastry once, which kind of takes away the puff of the puff pastry. So we're gonna be left with a vanilla slice that doesn't really look like your traditional vanilla slice. If you don't know what that should look like, here are a few examples. I wouldn't expect a one-to-one recreation.
Now we're getting on with the custard. That's the custard in the pack, in the bowl. And it said to add 2, no it didn't, it says add 1 to 2 tablespoons of sugar. Well, that's 1.5, I don't want it too sweet. Then it says, you can't even see a bloody thing I'm doing. Hold on, let me position camera right. Right, now you can see it. And it says to mix it round.
Kay has done this a few times, and it's always so funny to me when she does it. She'll take a recipe, and she'll home make the part that most people would just decide to store buy, and then store buy the part that most people would elect to just make at home. I feel like of the two, custard is easier to make than puff pastry. During the creation of the pastry, she says many times that she doesn't really know how to make it and that she doesn't like to, so I don't know why she'd go through the trouble of making it and then doing this with the custard.
Now that is my milk in my, the milk in the pan. Now it does say to add full fat milk. Well, I don't like full fat milk because it makes me, well, it's too fat for me. And I mean, it's too full of flavour for me.
You know, guys, sometimes the British jokes just really write themselves. Of all the things I would describe a whole milk as, too full of flavor is definitely not one of them. I mean, if you're gonna make something like custard or ice cream, I think you really owe it to yourself to not use skim milk. At that point, you might as well use water. I feel like it really hurts your chances of a successful recipe.
Can you see? I'm gonna have that as my catchphrase. Kay, you've just kicked that camera now. You keep kicking it, girl, and I'm taking it off you, and you'll not do no more videos. So, I mean, there's nothing I can do with that. Only thing I can do is just let that, let it boil. Oh, I didn't know what I was saying there.
Kay, don't beat yourself up about it. I really think they're putting something in the air. Over the last year or so, I've noticed myself forgetting words too. Has anybody else been experiencing this? Like over the last 6 to 8 months especially, I've just not been able to come up with certain words. I mean, maybe it's because I'm not in school anymore, my brain's not getting any meaningful stimulation, and all of these bad YouTube videos and TikToks every single day might be taking a toll on the mental. No, that's probably not it.
Right, the milk has boiled up. And it says to slowly mix, oh for God's sakes, 2 hands, Kay. Slowly mix the custard in. It said add it all. So, splashing all over bloody show. Hey, good stuff, that coffee. Oh, I can't talk.
Okay, I'm really kind of confused here. You said first to mix it in slowly, and then you dump in the entire pot at once. I feel like those two things kind of contradict each other. I don't think the milk and eggs are gonna like that.
So I'm going to turn down to number 4, and it says to keep stiggering. Keep stiggering the milk.
It honestly took me a solid 20 or 30 seconds to understand what was trying to be said here. For a moment there, I really thought that the Kay's cooking channel took a step away from the family-friendly content and was saying something else.
So I'm going to stir it until all that sugar is... I think I should have put 2 tablespoons in. Never mind. Oh dear. Throwing some on the cooker. Not to worry.
I love how she acknowledges that she just spilled the custard on the stovetop and then changes absolutely nothing about the violent nature in which she is stirring this. Okay, please never change. So I would say I'm not sure what happened next, but that would be kind of a lie because it's pretty self-explanatory. I think Kay not only set the heat too high, but left the custard on too long. You can see it's at a bit more than just a simmer, it's almost like full-on boiling. This is a pretty deep pot, so for this to be bubbling this much, it's pretty hot. So, the custard didn't exactly turn out how I think Kay planned for it to.
As you can see, they are baked. Oops. That's nice to put a little bit there. That's my cup of coffee. And I don't know if you can see, but it's lifted up a little bit there. So, I'm hoping that I can just cut that bit off and use that as the vanilla slice. Custard wasn't being my friend.
Yeah, Kay, I think that might be a slight understatement. If you showed me this frame without context, I would think that these are grits. I don't know if this can even legally be classified as custard anymore. I feel like this is some sort of scrambled egg. I feel like this warrants a redo, but, well, that's not gonna happen.
Let's get some bit of custard, not too much. I don't want to push it too far down. Oh, I think that might be a bit too much custard. What are you doing, Kay? Oh, I told you to go over the sides. Oh, no. Please don't go over the sides. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it does go over the sides, but I don't want it to go over the sides. Right. Done? Yeah, done. That is a little bit of custard. I'm not putting a lot on it.
Kay, I thought we weren't calling this custard. I feel like I can imagine the consistency and texture of this custard, and I don't really like it. If your custard looks like yellow food-dyed cottage cheese, I really think you owe yourself a redo.
Right, so I've got my icing. Yeah. No, you can't see because camera's flaming moving. Stop moving. That's the icing, right. So I'm going to put the icing there. In fact, we'll leave that one off and just put that in the middle, yeah? And we'll leave that with icing because, like I said, I don't like a lot of icing.
Kay, partner, what's going on today? This isn't like you. I've never seen icing resist a spread. That icing acted like it was frozen cream cheese when that knife touched it. What is going on?
There's not much custard in it, but it's a vanilla slice. Well, it's been a hard thing to make and it's took a lot of time. So as you can see, that is the vanilla slice. It needs a bit more custard, but I didn't put enough in, so I didn't want to put too much in. So let's get on with the taste test. You pick it up, Kay.
Okay, I'm a little worried you might have liked that too much. I'm not even gonna say anything negative because I don't think a person could really fake that kind of reaction. Well, That's not entirely true, actually, but no first-hand experience here. But I think that was a real taste test from Kay, and my god, now I kind of want to try it.
Believe it or not, that is lovely. That is really, I know I didn't bite into the icing. I preferred it without the icing on, but it's not vanilla slice without the icing on, but that tastes gorgeous. The pastry is fantastic. The custard taste is fantastic. What else can I say?
Not trying to be mean whatsoever, but I wonder what would happen to Kay if that was her reaction to this. If she tried one with actual puff pastry and non-curdled custard. I think she might disintegrate. Well guys, what do you think? Would you try this one-of-one vanilla slice? I've got to say, after that reaction, I am really tempted to fly over to wherever Kay is located. Okay, that sounded kind of weird. And try a bite of this vanilla slice because my god. If this doesn't taste good, then Kay needs to go follow her true calling, acting. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch it. It's free. It won't cost you anything. But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.
Subscribe.